Hi everyone, Bob Mehsikomer. Hey, welcome to the show. Sitting next to me right now are two young American entrepreneurs. They're making an incredible product. We call them Razor Rods. We have Bryant and Todd Stickles, folks. These are the people who bring you an American-made product with a lifetime guarantee. That's right, that's what I said. American-made product with a lifetime guarantee. They've been in this company for a little bit. We're going to talk about the history of the company. But I want to tell you, when you go to see their rods at the booth, it'll be amazed how many different varieties they have. They fit every species you can imagine at many different levels. Bryant and Todd, welcome to the show. How are you folks doing today?
We're good, Bob. Thanks for having us on.
Great to be here, Bob. Thank you.
Superb. Not bad. Now, we're going to be dealing with noise as we've dealt with the whole time. So let's work our way through this. We're going to get the story out. We want people to know that you guys are in it to win it. This is what it's about. You're not here today, gone tomorrow. You guys are passionate about what you're doing. When you bought into the rod company, I don't know how much history you had on it, but I can tell you what I've seen, you've done a good job pioneering your product. Who wants to lead off your story?
Well, about 3 years ago, we purchased Razor rods, but two actually. 3 we've been contemplating it. The rod business has been in business for 14 years. So Razor rods, it's not a new item. And our designer has been designing rods for 39 years.
You guys have got an amazing line of rods. You've got rods for walleye fishermen, bass fishermen. How much deeper does the brand go?
So we started with the initial Razor Rods line, and we expanded it. We wanted to have a premium line, and that's our Razor Max line. And we also introduced the Platinum line, which is just a tier down from the Max line. We also have 2 inshore lines of composite and graphite rod. So we wanted to branch out and not just make a line that is a great broad spectrum line, but have many layers, so it allows people who are invested in trying to succeed in the fishing industry. And then for the people who want to have a premium product that's made here in the U.S. that they can depend on, that's going to give them an advantage when they're just getting into fishing as well.
I like to tell people when we're talking about product, whether it's rods, reels, or whatever, everybody has a budget, okay? Let's be honest about it. Everybody has a budget. Take as much as you can out of that budget and put it specifically to whatever your target is. Let's talk about the rods. There are entry level, intermediate, top of the line. Based on what you want to get out of the product, based on what you want to do on the water with the product, go to the top shelf if you can afford it. If not, get accustomed to the brand, get accustomed to the owners of the brand, get accustomed to what the warranties are. You guys are a lifetime warranty made in the U.S.
Yep. Get
accustomed to all that, and then the next time you're a buck or two ahead, then you can make that move, step up to that other rod.
Exactly. And that's why we wanted to give a diverse portfolio, so that depending upon what your budget is, what your passion is, that you can move into that line and get an idea of what our product can do for you. And it doesn't matter if it's the entry-level rod or our premium rod, the sensitivity and the performance of that rod is exceptional. I think I would gladly put our rod against any other manufacturer's product out there.
And you guys have not only graphite rods, but you have glass rods, composite rods. You have different varieties of rods for different needs in the marketplace. And that's something I think manufacturers need to be aware of. To consumers out there, they're not all carrying the same stick. They've got a different reason for it. Jigging rods, for instance. I was up on the hog trough doing seminars a little bit earlier today, and I was explaining to people I use one rod for my stick bait, I use another rod for my Sentinel bait, I use another rod for a roller jig, and that's really what it's about. Fishermen do not go to the water with one stick laying on the deck of the boat. They have a variety.
They want to make sure they have enough tools to take care of the job.
No different than a golfer. You don't run 18 holes with a putter.
Well, every day you go on the water, it's different.
It is.
And depending on, today it might need to have a jigging rod, and then tomorrow, like you said, we may need to go to a drop shot rod. So there's a lot of different tools that our rods give you the ability to do.
In your opinion, what is probably the most sought after rod in your line? Where does that land? Can you tell me that? Is it possible?
Yep. The 7-foot medium heavy in the Edge line, our original line, is probably our most sought after line. The new classic line that we just came out with has a 7-foot medium heavy. has a little different feel to it. Still carries the same sensitivity, still carries the same great lifetime warranty.
Can we walk through some of those different models that you have?
Sure. All of our, right now our longest rod that we carry is a 7.6 rod. A lot of people come in the booth, they're looking for an 8-foot rod or longer. We don't carry those right now. But that's not to say in the near future we won't.
I think he's asking
Yeah.
the classic, the edge,
Is
the
that
platinum,
right?
the max,
I'm sorry
the
about
different
that.
lines.
The different lines.
You have 5 different lines in the family, correct?
Okay, yeah. So in the well, thanks, I appreciate it. so okay. So let's start with our top of the line rod, the Max, the Razor Max. It's a carbon fiber rod, super sensitive, super durable, and beautiful on top of it. That's our high-end entry-level rod. Those run around $425 and down. Right now at the show, you can get them for 20% off. Then it goes down to our platinum line, which is not really a drop-off, but it's more of a bass rod. I would say the Max is an all-around species rod, whatever species you're hunting. I would say that our bass line is probably the platinum line.
Platinum line, okay.
Yep, the platinum line. And then it goes down to the edge, or the new line we're just introducing in 2022. It was designed for us by our rod designer, and it's a different graphite with a carbon fiber tip on the end of it. It's bulletproof. It's an outstanding rod.
So that was a rod that we sourced. Again, our goal is not just to make the rods here, but to source as much of the material to make the rod here. And so that classic line, it was specifically pursued to be the American-made rod. The materials also we wanted to source here. And it was a new graphite that we wanted to source for that.
So
When you guys invent stuff or when you design stuff, you're bringing it to market for a reason.
Yes.
Okay? You're talking about carbon fiber. Carbon fiber is lightweight, really light. When you pick up your rods, they are feather light rods.
Yes, sir.
And there is nothing there's nothing more valuable than having, at the end of the day, less fatigue than you might have had with a heavy stick in your hand. So people take it for granted when they say, oh, yeah, so you got a light rod. Well, I got news for you. But when you fish like I did for almost 40 years and still do today, on the water every day, rod and reel in hand, at the end of the day, your carpal tunnel is about to kill you. So you lighten that thing up, folks. It's worth every little bit that somebody put in the effort to make that rod lighter. Absolutely. You guys have a neat brand too, Razor Rods, and I love the way you guys spell it. You spell it out there so when the people actually read it, they learn. It's a razor sharp edge between fail and not, okay?
I like the way that's.
I like it.
I did a seminar not too long ago, and I said, folks, there is a razor difference between what you should buy and what you might want to buy, and that might want to buy is the Razor rod. So get up and get it done.
Well, thank you. And that was the idea behind the Razor Edge line. It's the Razor's edge of performance, and that was our goal with that line.
You guys have done a magnificent job. You have a team of people here at the show right now, and even a bigger team of people on the water. These are the people that are carrying your message. These are the people out there that are showing, using, and providing the necessary access to somebody who doesn't necessarily have one in their arsenal right now. I've had a couple of your pros on the show, guides in particular, and guides in particular will say, yeah, on my boat suited up with them. You come on the boat, you may use XYZ, ABC, DEF when you're fishing, but you get on my boat, you're welcome to everything I have on my boat. And when you do, you're going to be using Razor rods. It gives them an opportunity to touch a $400 rod. And I sense a difference in this blank, okay? And that person that you've hired there, that guide that's on your team, they know full well how to deal with that opportunity. They walk them through the process of manufacturing, the process of the elements on the rod, the application, how it applies, how it's going to better their day. They do all of that. And that's what you guys are building. You're building an army of people.
Well, and again, you hit right on, and our tagline is "Feel the difference." And it's not just when you hold our rod; it's actually performing with our rod that gives you an understanding of what is below you. The great thing is coupling our product with the new technologies of live scoping and different things. It's incredible when you watch your graphs and you see what's going on down there, and it translates into your hand. Again, our tagline is "Feel the difference for a reason."
Yeah, and
There's a difference.
And you need to feel it. There's not an angler that's successful on this planet that isn't feeling what's going on down there. I look at a rod probably different than a lot of people do. I don't look at a rod as a source to deliver my product. I look at the rod as an extension of my anatomy. My arm, my hand, my fingers are all sensitive. Why would I cut that off at the rod blade? I don't want to do that. I want that rod to deliver what my body is feeling, what my brain is sensing, so I know where to go when I go down the water and fish, whether it's a weed line with a crankbait or a roller jig off a rock pile or a stick bait pulling for walleye in the Fox River. I want to know two things. I believe, in all honesty, that rods that are built well, rods that have quality in them, you can tell when a fish is pushing your bait, you can tell when a fish bumps your bait, and that gives you your mental instinct to pause, drop, do things to trigger the fish. The difference between, I think one was behind it, and get the net. That's what I see as a difference. And you guys have done it. You guys have done that. You've made that possible.
Thank you.
It's very nice. Without going overboard, because we've asked you about the types of rods you got, we've asked you about the teams that you've got on the water, how many pro anglers are out there that you might want to let people know that these people are out there fishing your brand? You got a few? I know you do.
Mike Mueller.
Oh, you're okay.
Yeah.
Mike Mueller,
Yeah.
Dale Helgeson,
Yeah.
Jeff Melsot.
Jeff Melsot.
These are
Let's
good
see,
hooks.
yeah, they're good hooks. They're great guys. Listen, the whole step, Chad Burns,
Yep.
Bill Kutka,
Yep.
all of our guys that have come on. We have a couple of new guys. Cameron Witt.
Okay.
You haven't met Cameron yet. He fishes the MLF up in Ohio. We're excited to have him on the team. We've added on several since the beginning of the year. It's been really nice getting to know these guys, and their excitement for our product is second to none.
Right, and what I want to say there is, it's not so much that we pursued them. Most of these guys are coming to us because they know that our rod gives them an advantage. They love fishing with the product, and I really prefer partnering with people like that, because then it's a mutually beneficial.
You hit it right on the head, because I had a couple of your pros on our shows earlier on in this sports show, and they did pursue you.
Yeah.
There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it in the conversations that we had with them. And that's the type of thing you're looking for. Somebody that wants the best that they can get, and they've come to your brand.
And I don't think a lot of these guys would stay with us if our brand wasn't outstanding. If it didn't better their game.
I'll tell you what, they'd be gone.
They'd be gone.
Right.
They'd be gone.
They'd be gone.
Because they want to increase their level. They want to increase what they're doing, and so they want to put the best thing in their hand that gives them that opportunity. And they feel, and we feel, that's a Razor rod.
Absolutely, no question about it. If somebody wanted to get a hold of Razor Rod, if somebody wanted to talk to you folks, a phone call with one of your staff members, maybe come down here to the show. What's your booth number? You know?
52.
It's Razor Rods, folks. You can come in the door. You can't miss it. Okay?
Comes in the right front door.
Yeah, you're not going to miss it. That being said, a lot of the people we've talked about here on the shows and on this particular program are here. They're physically in the building. They can walk up to them, talk about walleye, talk about bass. You've got a lot of talent on this floor right now. And
Yes, we do.
of course, you guys, you're not, I mean, that's fun.
Listen, we're learning. We're in a learning process.
Yeah, you know more than you're letting
Well,
on.
here's the thing: when you have a passion for something, which is what turned in for us was Bryant was really the fisherman between the two of us growing up, but I spent a lot of time with my brother.
Yep.
And so my wife laughed. She says, "Why don't you fish more? It's out with your brother. You're out in the country." So we started fishing more, and this really was the passion when I got it in my hand. And then when we developed and created newer lines, for me, it was like an ignition switch. I really got excited about what we could do and what we could offer.
Well, you guys have done a magnificent job, folks. They're light, they're strong, they're sensitive, they're lifetime guaranteed, they're made in America. It's the Stickles people. Don't forget that name. Don't forget Razor Rods. When you're out there, at least give them a peek.
Testing.
Walk up, take a look at it, and make a decision. Folks, I want to thank you for being on the show. I hope that we can get you back at another time because, quite frankly, we're about to get blown out of here with chainsaws right over there. So that being said, we went black. We're out of here. We'll see you folks. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Matt.